Welcome, AfterBuzzers. On today's after show for Luke Cage, we cover episode 1 and 2. Mariah gets her groove back, Luke and Claire's rocky relationship, and Misty's homecoming. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, guys. We are here for an all-new season 2 of Luke Cage. Yeah. I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
This is an all-new panel. We got an all-new panel. Any of you guys did the panel last year?
No. All newbies.
Yeah, so
I'm a newbie.
Yeah, so all new panel, guys. So hopefully you enjoy our insights. We'll be covering episodes 1 and 2 right now, and hopefully we'll be able to give you some predictions, even though I think some of us have watched till 4, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We've all watched to 4.
For sure.
So our predictions should be correct.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have a bad prediction at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better now.
And then and maybe we'll produce predictions for Beyond 4.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about 3 and 4 as well.
Cool.
And then we got news coming up. We got some news to report. So I think Sayrie is going to have some news for us. Great.
Yes.
And,
Some good news.
And let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Shaka Smith.
Evan Mack.
Xia Anderson.
Sayrie.
So hopefully you guys are in our chat. We love when you guys chat with us, and we just hopefully you guys are there. You guys got the chat up?
I'll bring it up.
So we got the chat up, guys, and we'll be watching for you. But we're just gonna get into it. What were your overall thoughts about episodes 1 and 2?
I think it was fire, man. They opened the first episode with Shook Ones, one of the greatest. What you know about hip hop in New York, and now one of the greatest rap songs in hip hop history by Mobb Deep, and it was like the perfect opening to see Luke Cage coming in there playing Shook Ones because he got everybody shook, and it was real cool to hear Prodigy from Mobb Deep rap again, and that was one of my favorite parts of both seasons actually.
Yeah, I agree. They start off with Colter. He comes in with an African American College Allegiance sweatshirt.
Yeah, right?
We haven't seen that since Michael Jackson was black. You know what I mean? Like, and here it is, hot off the press. So I was like, okay, did some research on it, and Tupac and all those guys used to wear it back in the day, and now they're basically trying to revamp it.
Yeah.
Nice, I like that. I loved episode 1 and 2. I like that they jumped right in.
Yeah.
We got to see a little bit of the Bushmaster already, which I was into because I was waiting for that from the comics. And then, Mariah.
Yeah, I love that they jumped right in.
Yeah.
We got action right away. Got the villains, and we got a little bit of past history from Luke and Mariah. So we got a lot of things unfolding in this season. But let's go ahead and look at our first topic. Mariah gets her groove back. In many different ways, but of course, the one way that's glaringly apparent throughout this episode, these two are all over each other. This is real love to me, right?
I think he's real. At first, I thought he was doing it like the older man trying to sleep his way to the top with the older woman. Yeah. But
See, that's what I still think. I still think they're both using each other.
Oh, I don't know. Like I believe they're doing it at the same time, but Shades at the moment where she killed Cottonmouth in season 1, Shades made her feel like a very powerful woman. Like he looked that woman in her eyes and was like you can do more things. You were always stronger than Cottonmouth. We can do this together if you just like trust me. Of course, he's always looking for the better thing, but Shades, I think Shades fell a little. He fell a little bit.
That's the scene with Arturo, and we know the importance of Arturo to Mariah's business.
Yeah,
and he just said
He
a little
lost
thing
it.
about Mariah.
We can talk. He could talk about like snitching only once. Like when he started talking to calling her like all these names. That's when he shot her.
And he went to Spanish too, so he was saying I just heard a few like little things in there, not that good with Spanish. But I was like, and then the gun to the head, that sold it for me. I was like, okay, he's serious.
Yeah, I was like, he's in love. This is love.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think about Mariah going clean? Because getting her groove back, she's also trying to like really wash this money and leave the life.
Yeah. The first thing I thought about was power, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys seen that show, but it's one person trying to get out the drug business because he wants to have clean money, and then there was another person who everyone else was trying to make him stay in the business and kind of stay with the drugs. So I thought about power, but I also think that that's a great idea because that's the sensible thing to do. Like the drug world has a short time frame. Mostly everyone either go to rap music or they branch off to something else.
Yeah, it almost humanized her for me, where she's like, I want to get I'm tired of this life.
Yeah, like she's a hardened woman because of her grandma and like the Stoke legacy and like prostitution, drugs, not just drugs, guns and everything like that. And she feels like with this one deal that she can wipe everything away. Yeah, she's starting to realize it's gonna be harder than what she thinks. But she thinks with this one deal, we go to legit, I get my daughter, I do my thing, and it's gonna be all good. But it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and speaking of this deal, so we got Piranha, this kind of fast talking
Don't trust him.
My question for me, as I was watching this, I'm like, Mariah's a savvy woman. She's been doing this for a long time. Why isn't she asking more questions?
Yeah.
Where's the follow up, right?
I feel like she's just relying on him so much. She's just trusting him to kind of get her where she needs to go. And also, I kind of have a feeling she's been dirty for so long that this is new to her. So she's like, I don't know exactly how to go about this. So I'm going to just trust you and hope that you're not going to screw me over.
Yeah, that just bothered me. I was like, how did you not have some more followers?
Yeah, I think she's just so excited about the deal going through, and she's gonna give him power of attorney, and like she trusts that Shades is gonna do all the dirty work.
Yeah,
you know, he's gonna be off in the wings doing this thing, but she's a little arrogant right now. Yeah, she's feeling herself a little bit. She's like, I'm worried about this foundation. I'm worried about going straight. Like, hey, he got it. You know, she trusts her brother. You know what I mean?
But she's doing things behind his back. He looked incredibly shocked when he found out that she had the club up as leverage, or how do you say
collateral?
As collateral as a leverage, because it's leverage, you know. Yeah. But when she found that out, so obviously they're not communicating as a team.
No.
Yeah. Which is what leads me to believe that Mariah is using Shades, because she gives him looks sometimes that she's not all in.
Yeah, I do believe she's not quite all in with Shades. But we do see Mariah getting her groove back in other areas of her relationship with her daughter now too, that we're like suddenly introduced to.
Yeah, but it started off as a publicity stunt to pave her way.
I feel terrible for the daughter. I'm so sad that she hasn't seen it, because she's clearly using her for political gains. What was it, 12 years that they hadn't talked? Yeah. Where was she for the past 12 years? And she comes back in when she needs her, and her daughter's like, I mean, I understand when you love your parent, but
it does feel like the daughter kind of knows. She's kind of like, I don't trust you.
She doesn't.
But if you look at the dynamic, because she's such a good actor, Mariah, the lady who plays Mariah, she's been
rewarded.
Fantastic.
I've been watching her my whole life. If you watch it, when the lady brings it up, she makes that face like she wants to reconnect, but she's scared to.
Yeah.
Like she's scared to, but then she was like, okay, your political agenda is like, you know what? I want this so bad that I'll get over my fear of talking to my daughter. Sure. Yeah. So it's like she does want both. She wants the connection.
She's protecting her. Like when different business partners come in the room and it's kind of sketchy, she's like, oh, kind of like close your ears, baby, or not in front of the daughter. Like she's completely naive to what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I love the daughter's character though. I love the breath of fresh air that we're getting in this. And
someone who's not a villain.
Yeah, well, we don't know.
Well,
we don't know.
Not so far. It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, but she did have an interesting rapport with. She had an interesting rapport with like the Bushmaster, and
she knew he was up to something.
Yeah,
she was looking at all the ingredients he brought in and was like, "What is this?"
I kind of want to know those ingredients though. Low-key.
Nightshade is one of them.
Let me find out if I could breathe in some of that.
What kind of basil and thyme makes you invincible? Like, what kind of piece of ingredients make you that strong? That's crazy.
And I think from there we have Luke and Claire's relationship. Really, I mean, I think it's going to be the entirety of the season that we're going to be dealing with this relationship.
True love.
But before,
you think so?
Yeah.
I think he may go for Misty eventually. I think.
I've had that tension.
She's always been on the table. She's always been on the table.
Yeah, but I really
not on the table, but not figuratively on the table.
I really appreciate the way that Misty is with them, though.
Yeah.
Like she's very much like Team Claire, I guess you could put it. I like that.
Yeah, she's not a bad.
No, not at
because
all.
Misty's just another strong woman character. But she realized she had her moment, but the whole first season, she's questioning Luke Cage the whole season.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's all up in his business. She's trying to thwart what he does. So she kind of hits that point like, I lost him. I lost Luke Cage.
Yeah.
But you never see that
Claire
from her in terms of you always see her supporting Claire.
Yeah.
It feels like these two women.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that
because she respects what she does. She respects what Claire does as well, and she respects that she's a strong woman as well. And she can actually handle Luke a little bit. And Missy, like I said, when you shoot your shot and miss, in which you just let the other lady do it back. If Luke Cage comes back, then he comes back.
It's still in the family though. Like she's been patched up by Claire. If she ever get hurt, it's a family thing.
And saved Claire.
And Misty is still partly married to her work to a certain extent. So I think she probably wouldn't know how to do a full-time relationship with Luke Cage anyways.
Right.
Without it compensating,
I feel like no matter what, you're going to get some fighting with a relationship like that because he's so in the limelight and he's doing such dangerous work that obviously there's going to be some friction there. But I feel like Claire is a better fit because she's, not that Misty isn't the voice of, but Claire, I always felt like throughout all of the shows is the voice of reason. She's there being like...
Oh, without question.
Look, you need to... What are you doing? She's that person.
I've always liked Misty, though, just because she was in the police department. So it was sort of like they could really play off each other, kind of like buddy-buddy.
Like she basically let him get off when he beats...
Cockroach.
Yeah, is that wrong? I'm so confused,
whether people know it or not, they've like... Luke Cage has created two of the strongest black characters in the history of TV.
Oh, yeah.
In history of film, cinema. Like those, Mariah... Listen, and Misty, they are a powerful bunch, man. When you watch Misty, she is powerful. Yeah. Every scene, she's in the scene with men all the time. And she always seems
You
like
never
she has
really
control.
notice it. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
She owns it, yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it just speaks volumes of how she handles her business. And seeing her transition from season 1 to season 2 because she's a little bit broken right now.
Right.
And
But
are you
she's
a
handling
huge
it.
Luke Cage fan? I don't know if you shout out your outfit for the fans.
I like Luke a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you guys are not, if you're listening to this podcast, you don't see that Evan is dressed as Luke Cage right now.
He's dedicated.
amazing.
Yeah, it's cool to be black now. You know what I mean? It's black in TV though.
And I don't even know if they can tell, but this is not his head. He put a ball cap on. This is makeup. This
Shaka, I
is
told you all set because if I go bald for real, it ain't coming back, brother. It ain't coming back. The hairline just will not return.
Well, I love the dedication, so I'm going to go ahead and let you read this live read and get our AfterBuzzers involved.
He set your boy up. Yes, AfterBuzzers. Listen to me now. Listen, here at the network, we produce after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans, but now we need your help. See, we're asking you to subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Besides helping us a ton, this is what's in it for you. It caters specific content you already like directly to you. It brings you your favorite after shows so you don't have to seek them out, and it suggests content from other channels or podcasts that might interest you. Subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover new shows like the Luke Cage show. I'm on like the NXT show and the WWE shows, and Shaka does Celebrity Fit Club. And it's really good to get you guys on different shows if you subscribe to our shows. So please don't be shy about subscribing to them either. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be. They're optional. It's easy. Just hit that subscribe button now, or even an easier AfterBuzz experience. Let us know that you did, and we will shout you out personally. I see y'all in the chat right now, so we'll shout you out personally.
Yeah, and I just actually subscribed yesterday because I was subscribed to AfterBuzz TV, but not AfterBuzz Sci-Fi.
Right.
So if you guys are only subscribed to AfterBuzz TV, subscribe to Sci-Fi, and then go ahead and turn off the notifications if you don't want them. You know,
if you like your sports, subscribe to the AfterBuzz Sports, and then it's Popcorn Talk. So
Animation.
Yes, animation. Subscribe.
Archer.
Subscribe specifically to the animation so you get after shows like Archer.
Yeah, so thank you guys. We really appreciate and love the support. And so we got some more topics to cover. I don't think we're really done with kind of Luke and Claire and that push and pull that they're having. One of the lines that she says is, "Not every siren's for you." That kind of struck me. Whereas he's now kind of in his thing and he finally feels free to run after people. What do you guys think about that?
That's a tough one because I understand where she's coming from. She loves him. She's worried about him going out and risking his life. Although, as far as people going out to risk their lives go, being bulletproof is good.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to worry about those sort of things. However, no matter what, she's still going to worry. So she's still going to have a little bit of that protectiveness there. But I feel like she has to let Luke go do what Luke wants to do. Because at the end of the day, he's helping a lot of people.
True.
And that's what he feels like his calling is. And it's hard when you feel like someone's holding you back. So I understand where that, the butting heads is coming in.
Yeah, and at that same moment, though, she has that look, because Rosario always handles business. So she's a bad girl. She's a bad girl. She looked at him like, what are you going to do? She looked at him, he kissed her on her hand, and then she lets him go. My man has to do what he has to do.
Yeah.
I feel like she cares for his life. That's definitely at the forefront. But I also think, as a woman, that she also cares about the quality time.
True.
Let's say they finally get a time to themselves. You hear a siren. He's like Clark Kent. He's running out the room that fast. So I think she also wants time where he's off the clock. But in his job.
But is she being selfish? Is she being selfish? And then, and not even just, she didn't seem to want his time off the clock, but she wants his time on the clock because she said something like, "I'm not just your woman. I want to be your backup." But I'm like, you don't have.
Make up your mind.
You have any special skills.
You mess around to get shot, girl.
Because that was the whole reason he wasn't able to kind of like put the screws to Mariah because she was there.
I feel like she's a hindrance.
Yeah.
Because he's going to constantly be, just in that situation. Because he's constantly going to be worrying about her. And in her case, she is not bulletproof at all.
She's the weakness, true.
Like, why is she so gung-ho about going into...
I'll protect you. It's like...
it's like the Mary Jane syndrome, though. But he's with... You're always gonna have that constant worry. Peter Parker's always gonna have to worry about Mary Jane because she's a regular person. But at the same time, Luke, you with a strong Latino woman, man. You can't just push her to the backside and be like, "Oh yeah, you chill right here. I'll be back, sweetheart." You go in the kitchen and make some dinner. She's like, "No, I'm with you, stride for stride. I'm with you in this journey. If you get shot, I want to get shot."
Yeah. But she fixes it.
Yeah.
Being that having the nurse degree or whatever, when someone gets hurt, she's there to fix the pieces. Like, I think she's a pretty good. I think she need a vest. Bulletproof vest and everything else, and she can ride with him a little more.
And I think
a little bit further back.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily, you know,
right.
all the way back, or like, right, and it just, you know, there.
Behind the bulletproof
Support.
man.
Yes, there you go.
And that might be a communication issue. I think if they were
Yeah.
to talk and say, "Look, I cannot have you on site, but you can be close by." And
Yeah.
when I call upon you,
Yes.
so maybe just she wants to be so involved, she feels like she's got to be there, but they're not really talking about what's happening.
Yes.
Communication, guys.
It's true.
This is turning
important.
into love
It's
conflict.
true.
Another facet to their rocky relationship is his father. And I'll have to ask you guys,
yeah.
just
We both said,
yeah, your thoughts, your thoughts in general on his father, and then is she getting too involved? Because that's like
It's interesting the way this show is going. It's very interesting. She is, because that dynamic is so powerful. She's relating what happened with her family, with him. But the thing about it is, I do believe the father's contrite. Though I actually do believe he might have turned another leaf. But you can't just always get stuff back.
Yeah.
Like Luke has to get this on his own time. It's not like you see him. He calls him dad.
Yeah.
You call anybody dad, it's still your father to you. He's just like, I ain't ready though, bro. Like he's not ready. He's
You
not ready
can't
for that
force
moment.
that.
And
Yeah.
she's pushing a little too hard.
Very
Yeah.
hard.
We're talking about a man that cheated on the mom, had a kid he didn't recognize.
Willis
We're
Striker.
talking about the Diamondback. Y'all know Diamondback. Y'all watch season one.
Almost got him killed.
And then fast forward the time he tries to murder him. Then he doesn't visit him in prison. Then he doesn't find out from him that the mother died.
Sends all the letters back.
We acted like he's supposed to say, "What's up, Claire? You gotta chill. This ain't your daddy."
Yeah.
She's trying to fix the problem. She sees the root of his anger, and a lot of his problem is through his daddy issues, and she's trying to repair him. But I do agree. She doesn't need to back up.
But it's like fix it with me. Like we talk, and then I tell you I'm not ready, then move on. And I find out you went to the church and then you spoke with him afterwards,
Seriously.
and then put my business.
Yeah, that was one thing I did not agree with Claire on at all. And not only that, even like you say, he might be contrite, but they're meeting in the street. He was not
Nasty.
speaking. He was not speaking very nicely to his son. And it's like, why would you go back and have a relationship with someone that's still going to treat you like crap?
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
Because he still got that he got that persona about him.
Yeah.
You my son, but I don't care if you bulletproof or not.
Yeah.
He wants to flex on him. Like, I got the power of the Lord.
They both have that
That's power of the
swagger.
Lord.
that
They
swagger.
do.
Yeah.
He said, you bulletproof, man, but I ain't trying to hear I'm your daddy. See how he flexed on him? He flexed on him quick.
Yeah.
Boy, you watch your mouth, man.
What do you think his intentions is towards Luke Cage? Why now? Why do you think? Do you think it's the popularity? Do you think?
I mean, it's possible, especially considering the fact that he wrote him how many letters and he just sent them back. Yeah.
Yeah, but he knew the number. You
Yeah.
know?
Is
And
that what
so,
it
like,
is?
He did know.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he's back for good reasons. I think the show is very just true to life. You know, like some people make mistakes and they come back and they try to make right, but at the same time they can't betray who they are as a person. So like he's just a smooth dude that's gonna tell you like it is, even though he's trying to be contrite, but that's still his like character flaw,
Yes,
right?
it is. Yes.
But he was preaching a sermon against his own son in the pulpit.
Yeah,
Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
He wants because it's interesting is if you go to church and you know like his whole thing is like I want you to understand that he's just a man. No one can ever supersede the powers of God.
Yeah.
He's like I don't care if that's my son or not. I'm here to preach a sermon. My sermon is saying, stop putting your faith in this boy. Like there's only one person that teaches you the promised land. So of course he's salty, man. You know he'd still be a preacher if he was Luke Cage. If he had Luke Cage's power. He would still be a preacher. He's a little salty about Luke having all this power and he's just a preacher. So he has to weave it into his sermon to kind of get out his own little personal, you know what I mean? It's like psychosis, to be honest with you.
But he didn't need to say anything.
No.
He could have just
True.
let it
It's
go.
just
You
tons
know?
of stories in the Bible. I'm preaching about Luke Cage. He's never been in any chapter. That's chapter 2018. That's definitely not chapter or whatever back in the day.
No, but I would have to imagine that every preacher in Harlem is preaching some aspect of Luke Cage. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
it's
because
probably
it
part
is
of-
relevant to what's happening now.
It's part of
yeah.
everyone's sermon, you know.
That's true.
Which I almost thought was funny when we started off. We saw they were making the Luke Cage drugs. You know,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It reminds me how in like California, anything crazy that happens, like a new marijuana
Yeah.
strain named after that. So the community is very plugged into Luke Cage and who he is and what he's doing.
He's the culture.
Just
at
sucks
the
that
He is
they
the culture.
put it on heroin.
yeah.
That's the one? Okay.
moment. Want to feel high for a second? Get this Luke Cage.
He's like,
No.
he's like, get that Luke Cage. It's fine, man. It's bulletproof, man.
And that's how you probably feel on heroin. You know?
Get that Luke Cage.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Did any of you find yourself not liking Luke so much because of the way he and Claire's dynamic was? Especially when we see him kind of lose his cool with Cockroach as well.
Yeah, it was interesting because That was interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were just gonna say. No, sorry. We're all like.
No,
well, anyway.
We all got
Jumping at the
time.
bit.
We got time.
No, I was just gonna say the thing with cockroaches. That's a hard one because I understand why he wanted to beat him to death. And
I was for it. I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
like,
stop.
seriously, that guy is beating on his family for who knows how long, and you get this weird moral gray area where it's like, do people like that actually deserve to die? Is he that big of a piece of crap that you're like, no, just let him die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have just waited for a thumbs up or a thumbs down from the mom and the
mom.
kid.
So
Like,
it's
let me know.
What do you want?
I feel like he's battling between the man and the hero. He's been the man longer than he's been the hero. So he may not even necessarily know his strength. He's just he doesn't have the privilege of reacting to certain things. Let's say someone pisses him off and he gets in a fight. He now has to think as the hero too of, if I punch him, I can kill him, as opposed to when I punch him back in the day, it's just just men scrapping.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but you catch the EMS saying, Luke Cage for mayor. And
Yeah.
I wanted to visit my man's sister. You know what I mean? So like my sister's man, and so they're cool with it. And then Luke is just in a different space right now.
He's
and
balanced. It's all new to him.
Yeah.
It's all new to him.
Well, and also you see the system fail women like that
True.
so
Yeah.
often.
Absolutely.
Misty really brought
Yeah.
it up as she.
And you heard
talked
what he
about
said.
it.
He's like, I'm out here doing y'all's job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why you get mad at me? You acting like I'm a suspect.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
Like that's why he's.
I shouldn't be putting these paws on right now.
Like y'all people don't understand something. His whole dynamic is Luke doesn't even want these powers. He never wanted these powers.
He didn't want money, nothing.
Yeah, come on, I'm a cop, clear my name, and like next thing you know, I'm tortured almost to death, and now I'm this Luke Cage. Like I never wanted this. Y'all brought this evil on me. I didn't want this. So he's constantly battling that
Right.
thing.
Should he seek
Trying to
it?
do
Because
what he has.
Claire kind of wants to do like a PR campaign. Are you superhero or vigilante? And she says, you know what? It's okay to make money.
Yeah.
Should he be going down that way? Like it looks like Nike wants to.
Oh man! The best line was from the OG, man. He was like, "Just because you a woke superhero, don't mean you gotta be a broke superhero."
That's right.
That's the line of the first season. I mean, the second season, I was like, "Yeah, like, bro, listen."
needs to wear a shirt, broke superhero.
We get it, bro. Black lives matter, but you gotta sign that check, man.
He still needs to pay bills. You have to eat. Like
Yeah.
you need a place to live.
You're not a sellout, man. You gotta make money, man.
Yeah.
Pop spot about to close because of rent. Like it's okay to make a couple deals here and there.
Some people think humility is being broke or being at the bottom. You could be be very humble but still be wealthy.
Or make a living.
Yeah.
Just eat some food. That'd be cool.
And I think that was my favorite part. I think of the two episodes was that NFL like mock combine. It was like how quick and how good is Luke Cage actually? And for me, I loved it because it really brought the superhero character more grounded. It made him more grounded.
Yeah.
It's the other shows like it's superpowers that you can't even really mimic, but here you could kind of see it felt like very organic.
Yeah.
So true, and it's crazy because like if Luke wasn't like that figure that he was, he could be a great athlete. But since they know what his powers are, he could be that guy. Could be like, hey, I'm just gonna do an open tryout.
Like he could take on the ball. Don't go too quick.
Yeah, take a little bit back and like be in the NFL. Yeah. Like he could do so much, but since he's such a public figure, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard for him to make that kind of profit in the league.
We want to talk about Misty's homecoming, but real quickly, what did you guys think? Just he's getting stronger, and I didn't know that he evolved. What do you guys think about that he evolved? Like, did you kind of know about it? I guess you read the comics, right?
Well, yeah. When the Judas bullet hits him, I think that when he went to in the last season when he was dying from the Judas bullet, I think that strengthened him, and I'm pretty sure that now he's just gotten stronger from that.
Yeah, the Judas bullet is like nothing now.
I think that's smart though. Let's say just as a writer, from a writer standpoint, I think that's smarter because let's say if that's his weakness and that will continue to be his weakness, then the elephant in the room is if you want to get rid of Luke Cage, get a Judas bullet. Yeah. But if we solve that, now we can see what his other weaknesses are, which is his relationships, his father, et cetera, et cetera.
And that race to get the next thing that could really hurt him.
Yes.
And then of course the natural bravado that's going to come with, not even that can kill me?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's
yeah,
going to be a little bit more reckless.
And he got cockier.
He was smelling himself.
He was like,
He dabbing on somebody all up in the, he doing like all up in the camera, like, yo, come find me.
Yeah.
Come find me.
I'm going to tell Luke Cage to never do that dab again. That was the worst dab I've ever seen.
Because
big arms.
Because it was like a calculated dab. It was like a very mechanical dab.
I didn't like the dab.
Shaka was not feeling the dab. Yo, chat room, was y'all feeling the dab or not?
I'm with you on that. I just think it's not natural. Like for some people, if they don't dab, just don't do it.
Yeah,
like
it's
I
not
would
your
never
thing.
do it. It would be bad.
Let the dab be dead.
And then we got to talk about Misty's homecoming, which I think was one of the bright spots of all of this, just watching her emotional growth and dealing with missing this arm. What did you guys think about that?
Oh, I mean, I am ridiculously impressed by how she handled that. Oh my gosh, she was insanely strong through all of that. Like you're saying, she's such a strong woman.
She is.
She hardly felt sorry for herself at all. I mean, you go through that of like, I'm missing an arm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have handled it that well. That was amazing. And she's still she wants to go back to work immediately.
Mm-hmm.
She's ready. It's not really holding her back that much.
Yeah, like, I marvel at anyone that can lose a limb in real life or in a show that can lose a limb and continue, because I always think about that, like how fortunate we are just to have like all our faculty. Yeah, honestly. So she's strong when she's staring at a Purple Heart with 3 times pension and tax free and still comes back to work.
Yes.
If you just want to know what type of person Misty is, that's all you need to know.
Yep. Yeah.
Like she won't even take free money and just chill.
No. Yeah.
Because she knows
wants
she'd
to
be
do
sitting
good.
in the apartment alone,
She's married to
drinking.
it,
Like that's she loves what she does, and I like that she like no matter what, I'm coming back to this.
And I love that scene where she tells everyone, "Hey, take a look," because
She just
everyone was
whipped
staring
that
at
bad
her.
boy out.
She
Yeah.
said,
Just look at me, because everyone was already looking anyways.
Yeah.
They were all kind of giving her glances and looking over their shoulder. So she was like, "Okay, listen, everybody, all at once.
Look at my arm.
Look at it. It's there. It happened. Move on." Yeah.
I was so annoyed by the cop that told her old partner that was like, your injury makes people uncomfortable. How does that make you uncomfortable? I'm the one that lost an arm.
Seriously.
Like, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then the joke too, the guy makes Santa about, you need a hand.
Yeah, I was like, is that real or is that just cop culture?
Man, they all had jokes, man. Everybody, the perps had jokes. Man. Like everybody was trying to
like catch. I was like, wait, I can't catch.
But you know what? Funny enough, I almost felt like in that scene she was speaking to the people in the scene, but also to the audience, because I was staring at the arm too. Because I was like,
That's a good job, though.
It looks different.
great.
Yeah.
That's well said.
and you want to watch her move, and like you know, and it does make you uncomfortable. But when she gets in like a bar fight, you're like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
But you did strengthened by Colleen, which I love that scene.
Oh,
Did you
that
love
was
that
great.
Colleen scene of her sparring with Misty?
Yes, that was amazing. I am really excited about the Daughters of the Dragon. I don't want to give too much away. I hope that
it's in the
shows
comics.
up. Yeah, I really hope that shows up.
I don't. Daughter of the Dragon?
It's a
Colleen and Misty.
Yeah, there's some
she gets an arm.
Yes.
Yeah, there's stuff in the comic that it's hopefully they do, and hopefully they kind of
I hope they
let's
utilize
see
that.
let's see what they got going
Yeah.
on.
I think they're gonna just keep going with this. This is a Marvel age right now, from the big screen to Netflix. What is Netflix? The small screen, the medium? What is Netflix?
It's bigger
The
than
medium,
it's bigger
the
than small.
online screen.
It's about medium, yeah.
And both of you guys read the comics, so you guys kind of know how true to the comics have they stayed.
They're doing pretty good.
Yeah,
They really
I'm
are.
impressed.
They really are. Like the first comic was like 1972, and even in the #1 issue, Diamondback premieres in the #1 issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in the he's in the first Luke Cage comic ever.
Because I always thought
He
to
was
be
the brother
successful,
also.
they need to be
Yeah.
they need to kind of like appease the comic book heads, because those are the people who want to watch it first and, and
Of
call you
course,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, the only damn, I don't want to. We'll wait till we get to the other one.
What's
So we'll talk about
The Bushmaster?
No,
Oh, okay.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
So the Bushmaster is obviously explained in the comics.
Well, in the comics, it's slightly. I mean, I guess this isn't giving it away too much. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah, there's like a couple of them.
Yeah, there's 2 different versions. One has mechanical
Ability,
arms and
yeah.
mechanical abilities. But this one, supposedly, he got his powers by going through similar processes.
Then Luke Cage does.
Yeah.
So I like that they're doing
From
like this.
herbs.
I like that they're doing
Yeah.
this Jamaican route. I like that they're doing this. He's got it from the island. He's gotten this thing from a more of a spiritual place.
Missing so
Well,
Yeah.
and I will say that's
Different.
the only criticism I have, because they had some actors that had awful I'm from
Jamaican
Jamaica.
accents?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I didn't
so-
know you were from
Jamaica.
Really?
And so the accent, I was just like,
Oh, so you would,
out of the episode.
oh no,
I
you
was
would
like-
know. See, a lot of people that's
Yeah.
what like that's
wouldn't have known.
that's good insight. That's why I'm glad you're on this panel. See, a lot of people don't know that though, because I'm looking at the accent, I'm like, oh, this boy accent is
Yes.
fire. I was like, Bushma. I was like,
What
this boy
about
here.
the curry goat line? Give me some curry goat.
I was like, I need y'all to just keep talking like that. But see,
Yeah.
but you've heard
I would
how
have
they
preferred
sound.
they had a more authentic accent, and then like maybe if you needed subtitles, put subtitles in. You know, I don't know if that was a
Yeah.
concern or if that.
that's
was,
definitely what it is.
Absolutely.
But some were awfully like they weren't good, and some had like Jamaican accents that I thought they were trying to make it
were
more
light.
Americanized.
Oh, without
to
question.
So you can
make
understand
it.
it.
Yeah, they want because they don't want people to have the head scratch. Like,
Yeah, but what?
yeah.
Because I understood everything, and usually I can't. So I was like, okay.
And all those digs, you know, I can't tell if he's singing or talking. You know, I was like, look.
I laughed at that. I said, that be how it be though.
Singing and talking. That was funny.
But we know our own stereotypes, so we joke with
That's
them
so
too. Yeah.
true.
So are there herbs out there that can make me invincible?
Let me find
Hey,
out.
I've been trying to take them for years, you know.
But you relatively fit. You probably on this stuff. You ain't even
Yeah, I know,
saying
right?
And a little nip of nightshade every
Maybe
day.
it's called vegan, right?
And then also with Misty's Homecoming, we see her really trying to get back in the game and get into these rooms and do these interviews. Is she too gung ho? Does she need to take a seat
Oh
back?
yeah. Oh yeah. Now just because we like to see it doesn't mean like we got to think from like
Right.
let's say the show was real and from a real perspective, and she was a real cop. Like she got chill.
She should have sat in the corner for a solid month and then maybe poke your head out, right?
Because she's already on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Like if she would have just played, like sometimes you do got to play the game a little bit. And this new captain is just waiting to like flag Luke Cage.
But she kind of knows like you can't fire the Purple Heart one-armed cop
She's
that just came
using
back
that.
to work.
But her passion is getting
Yeah.
passion is getting her into places. For example,
That's
when
true,
she
though.
finds the headless Nigel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're right.
Headless Nigel. I didn't know what to call
No,
it.
but it goes.
Nigel.
You're right.
Yes.
It goes both ways, though. You're right, though. Like this, her same passion is what's getting her in trouble, but also getting her back in her groove, though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's Miss. Do your thing, girl.
Misty needs to get laid.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
In my
that-
opinion.
Yes.
She needs to get laid. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. Now I don't know if that happens in the comic books, but hopefully,
I wonder if they will address that
Yeah.
because they've been addressing some overarching issues. But how do you get back into the dating life when you've gone through a traumatic injury?
Yeah.
And they had the generational love that we had with Misty, with Mariah and Shades.
Yeah.
And of course we had, I guess in 3 and 4 we can talk a little bit more about that when we get to it. But we've had some really great conversations on race and perception.
That's my best. To me that's the best element of the show because what's going on, especially in the black community, and they're also doing a good job. The great scene between the young buck and the old head.
Yeah.
And they were talking about money versus what it means to be black.
Yeah.
Because the young buck was talking about how like, Malcolm and Martin did this. He was like, no, bro, they did this to bring awareness to the black plight. And so it was really good to see when they really do touch on that race because it's sensitive. It makes me
It's all
uncomfortable.
throughout.
Yeah,
But they do a really good job.
Even when they talk about Harlem getting gentrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that when that ridiculous white guy walked into the barbershop. You're like,
He was excited though.
he was excited. Like, oh my God.
And I know for me, I love the acting on screen, the story. I forget I'm watching a show with like a largely black cast.
Without question,
Yeah.
And it had, like I said, I ain't gonna. I like the show. Of course, it's a black show. It's cool, man. It literally is. But when my best friend's a white guy, when he watches the show and goes, Evan, like this show is good.
It's just a good show.
I go, but black people have good shows too. Bro. he's just so checkers. Evan, this show is really good. It's
actually good.
It's well acted. I go, no, because a lot of these actors you haven't seen. I love them, but a lot of these actors you haven't seen, like they've been getting work for a while. They're great actors in their own right, and they've been doing those movies that you might not have seen, but they have been cutting their teeth on some good roles, and then now they're in this show.
They're experienced.
Yeah. They're seasoned, and it's just a great cast. It really is.
Yeah, super well written. And let's talk about, before we go into our different segments, our news and our predictions, I want to talk a little bit about Bushmaster Nigel. Just how we were introduced to those two and their brief showdown.
I want to know if his eyes is real. Are those real, right? The actor? Bushwhack?
Bushmaster?
Bushmaster?
I didn't see
His
anything.
eyes?
You mean like
Yeah, they're
like,
great.
you mean
They're gray?
Did the Lord
Oh, you
give
never
him?
noticed?
I didn't notice.
Did the
His
Lord
eyes
give him to him, or did the
are
show give him to him?
Yeah, did the show give
Yikes.
him? Is that in the comics? I'm
Because his
asking,
eyes
or-
are vicious, man.
Wait,
I'm like,
you noticed that they were
yeah,
gray?
They're grayish blue.
They're like a blue, silver, gray thing.
You never noticed that?
I felt like I was staring at his eyes in certain scenes. I didn't know.
Yeah, so did I,
Check it-
because
check
it
it out.
shows.
So I wonder
we
if
have to
that's
look
in the-
now.
Yeah.
Is that
Check
in
him
the
out. You'll be like,
comics?
oh damn.
Yeah, is that in the comic or?
I was looking. He was when I remember the comic.
Not that I remember.
He's like in his in the
But
comic. He's like in this green
haven't read them
jumpsuit
all.
thing. So it's kind of like he doesn't have him like that. I think
Yeah.
it's a nice touch. though.
notice
I mean, I thought.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought I saw them and I thought they were brown.
No,
No,
I
they're
thought
like a
that
blue,
they're grayish blue.
gray,
Oh, no.
silver. They're dope.
yeah, they're nice.
They almost
you
like
know?
glow, man.
I do
they're
remember
dope.
they definitely had like insets of just his face and like his eyes
So
and the sun.
intense.
Yeah.
Like he's very intense
He has
looking.
nice
but
eyes.
I didn't
Beautiful
notice
color
that.
eyes.
Totally.
I just wonder if it was the
He might
actor.
be colorblind.
Well, maybe. Well,
gotta go
I've
back.
been told that before, so it's possible.
We might have discovered a new problem.
Oh.
But yeah, we see Bushmaster kind of coming to his own, and then he looks like he's got another plan for Harlem.
He's a rude boy. He's a rude boy for real, man.
Yeah.
I don't want no part of that dude, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Shaka, listen, if that's how y'all get down over there, you let me know you got any Bushmasters in Jamaica. I will
Yeah.
stay on the resort, brother.
So you're from Jamaica. I have to ask what you thought about the soundtrack whenever they went into Brooklyn.
Oh, that
Fire.
was such a redemption. Like,
Fire,
it was-
right?
See?
I got over the accent thing when I heard the soundtrack.
That's
Fire,
so funny
yeah.
because I was born and raised in Hawaii, and
Yeah.
all of those songs I grew up hearing. I was like, I
Really?
feel
Oh,
like
that's
I'm back
awesome.
home.
Wow.
I'm like,
That's
what
really
is
cool.
this?
Really?
Yeah, I
love
thought that was
that.
amazing. But I also didn't realize that they were Jamaican songs because Because to me, growing up in Hawaii, I was like, these are Hawaiian songs, right?
Yeah.
I love
Not
that.
traditional Hawaiian.
Yeah, but you just thought they were. I love that.
I had no idea.
And they're definitely being real to the culture of New York in general, because there's pockets in New York where it's all Caribbean. There's pockets where they're all Jewish.
Jamaica
there's pockets
Queens, man.
where they're all like Barinkwa and all that stuff, Latino and Latin. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you see that real melting pot of Harlem throughout the series.
Yes.
I like that.
Well, let's jump to our news, Sayrie. I think you got some stuff for us.
yes.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Oh damn.
Hot off the press. Well, we know that Luke Cage came on Netflix before Black Panther, but it did so well. It was like it's like the only Marvel series that did better than season 1 did better than season 2, or season 2 was season 2 was being anticipated more than season 1.
Yeah.
Then after that, Black Panther came along. So according to this article, Luke Cage and Black Panther are thinking about doing some type of merger.
Wow, that would be interesting. From Harlem to Wakanda.
Yeah, Wakanda. Wakanda, yeah.
Yeah, the brothers like made out of vibranium, so it works, man.
There you go.
It works either way.
And I think
I wonder how they're going to tie the two.
It's interesting.
and we're still waiting on season 3 news for Luke Cage,
Yes,
right?
we're still waiting to see if there's. I'm pretty sure they will, but
I hope so.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so well done.
We're getting a season 3 of Daredevil, so
Oh, yeah.
let's do it.
And so is that all we got for news?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So for you big fans out there, just keep tight. You may see a little Black Panther mixed with a little Luke Cage.
Like the best part. That's the best part about Marvel. Like if you don't know how great, like comics are great, man, because they figure out a way. Like all the writers back in the day, they always combined storylines. Yeah. So there's not they don't have to usually throw things together. They probably already happen. Like there's like a comic where Black Panther has a baby with Storm.
Yeah.
Like think about that baby. Like they just do crazy stuff like that where it actually exists. So like I can see it happening.
And actually, I can tack this on the news. DC and Marvel are both starting their own sort of like Netflix platforms where it'll be like. I think DC is. I think Marvel is teaming up with Disney to do
Disney,
that.
yeah.
That makes more
DC
sense.
is starting their own independent platform
Yes.
with like Batman and Superman and all that stuff.
Well, they're doing also releasing on Disney the new. I started rewatching this because I haven't watched it since I was a kid. But the X-Men animated series.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yes,
Next
that's
to
going on
next
Disney.
to Batman, that's the
Nice.
greatest cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
right? One of my favorites.
Yes.
and according to this article, there is going to be a season 3 of Luke Cage.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So we can
and
announce that here.
early in
You heard it
2020.
here first.
2020.
So
Could
long.
land
Yes.
on 2020. I guess they're gonna put some other fillers in between. Maybe another Defenders
Yeah.
or
Daredevil might
just
be-
Another
they-
Daredevil.
and then
An Iron
Luke
Fist.
Cage 2020.
That's what's so scary is like it sounds so far away, but we'll probably be right here at this desk.
yeah.
Right?
Doing that thing. And
Welcome back. Yeah.
So for you guys out there, this is only on 1 and 2. We've watched 3 and 4, but no one's gonna be on 4, right?
I
you gonna be
haven't.
on
I
4?
haven't.
Nope.
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna be on 4. So we'll kind of do predictions that. Let's do like far away predictions that we think kind of might happen toward the end of the season.
And now, TV.
I would say Misty's gonna find love. I don't know. I just want her to find love.
That's hopeful. I love that.
Find love in a hopeless
That's
place.
a
I'm
nice
hoping
one.
I can see someone coming in there
With Luke
and
Cage?
being her. Maybe.
I'm still
Because Claire
tuned
is
up
kind
to
of
Claire.
she's acting up, Claire. You're not playing your lane, Claire. we need you to be there, but the strong one behind the man, and you're kind of letting us down. He's hitting walls and everything over you, Claire. So you need to fall in line, get off his daddy, and unless Misty's gonna come in there, Misty's gonna come in there, and I can't say anything about it.
Swoop up in there.
Yeah, swoop it.
I see the Shades and Mariah thing blowing up.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have a
sure.
feeling that that's going to go south and Shades is going to have to get out. And then they're going to be...
Yeah, when Comanche put that little birdie in his ear, he's like, "Yo, man, she took your spot, man."
Yeah.
And then,
Yep.
that ruffled his feathers.
He's still taking up for it. He's like, you basically make sure Mariah's okay.
Because that's faith in Shade. Shade, the way they wrote him so well, and the guy acts him so well. Like you could tell he has always had trust issues,
Yes.
probably since the womb. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So this is the first woman he genuinely trusts and person. So I wouldn't advise her to cross this dude though. He'll be all upset.
That's gonna be her Achilles. I mean, that's gonna be his Achilles heel.
I agree,
because
100%.
Because if it's just Shades versus Mariah, Mariah's gone. If he's got no emotion for her,
Yeah.
because she's got no one else. At least I don't see any other muscle. That she's
He don't.
got. Yeah, yeah.
Those muscles are just muscle. That he cares about.
Unless the daughter comes in and be some type of I don't know,
well, she's the
spell
herbs.
maker.
Yeah.
It's a spell. Like she just creates spells that kill people.
Man,
I don't know.
Hernan is really, he fell hard, man. When we have trust issues, you finally find somebody. That's why he's holding on so tight. He's like, please, don't Lord.
You sure that's the only thing that's tight?
Nice.
Because she has a strong grip. I don't know, like she's
they
a
do,
puncher. I don't know.
It's interesting though. They kind of said it like he's like messing with the old lady, but he likes that old lady though.
Yeah.
Right? He likes that. He doesn't even look
mama
at her.
issues. Yeah,
he don't even look at her like that. He's like, yo, this is my woman.
That's the queen, though.
Oh, yeah.
She gave him everything. She gave him everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Was that in the first 2 episodes where they're at the restaurant and
Oh,
the waiter?
yes.
That was
Sucking on his fingers.
But if a lot of people didn't notice because it was kind of quick, he goes in the back and
beats the
breaks
crap
up.
out of him.
Beats the
Yeah.
brakes
Oh,
up.
does he? Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
yeah.
like, cause they kind of gloss over. They find that dude
don't
in the
play,
back,
man.
and
Yeah.
he beat the brakes off that dude.
I
man.
gotta know what server would ever be stupid enough to do that.
He was feeling himself.
That's her auntie.
Yeah, he's like your auntie. Like, nope.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I'll show you auntie, young man.
They do a lot of cool things with Hernan though. They show like they show when people test his gangster though, man. He's a smaller guy. Yeah. That boy goes hard, man. I'm telling you, he will kill somebody in a second.
And he's smart enough to just be like, when she tells him to calm down.
Oh,
he's,
okay. Yeah.
All right, baby. All right.
Yeah. So they'll stop getting in your feelings. He's like, all right, you know what, you right.
Yeah.
10 minutes
Excuse
later.
me, honey. Let me go to the restroom real quick.
Yeah.
I'll be right back and come back with blood.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
What about you? What are your predictions?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a little more another shoe to drop with the father. There's something going on. There's gonna be a shoe to drop there. He might as much as seriously, you know what I mean? It's like Diamond Pack Part 2.
Yeah.
They was twins. No, but like no, he is like because I do believe he's contrite, but that doesn't mean you don't have an ulterior motive. Same thing with Miranda.
I can see him being a villain.
Mariah. See it?
I can see him popping up as a villain.
You never know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even the most righteous man can stray from the path, you know what I mean? So maybe,
Well,
as
and
far as
also he
outrageous
was
predictions.
The most righteous in the past.
You know what I mean? When you up in that
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you up in that pulpit and you got that congregation, you tend to forget about your transgressions. You tend to forget. What about you, Shaka?
My prediction is Tilda. She's so interesting.
She's very interesting though.
You know, where she's afraid, but now she's drawn to certain stuff. And I'm going to say, I think Tilda will eventually get involved with Luke Cage and take over from Mariah without him realizing. I think she'll get corrupted and kind of take over that spot.
I like it.
That's a good one.
So,
I like it.
But I
would
think
like
we're
to
gonna
see how
watch
they
her.
work,
I think
yeah.
we're gonna watch that evolution. You know, which I think is gonna be pretty interesting. I love
It's gonna be
watching these
strong.
characters that are sort of conflicted or really good, and kind of watch
agree.
them walk themselves into danger.
agree.
Right. So, well, that's episodes 1 and 2. We got 3 and 4 coming, guys. So glad you guys joined us. Again, my name is Shaka Smith. You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
Oh, your boy Evan T. Mack, Instagram, Twitter at Evan T. Mack. Holla at your boy, man.
All right. Zia, you can find me just on Instagram at Zia_land.
And Funny Sayrie, FUNNYSAYRIE on Instagram and Twitter. Also on Facebook at Sayrie Comedian. And also check me out on Tuesday nights here for the 100. There it is.
See you guys
Wait
for
for it.
episodes 3 and 4. See you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.